Hello friends and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host Tom Downey with clothing provided once again by Kashiyama the Smart Tailor. Big thanks to them for this awesome looking suit. We've got some rumors to get to on today's show, a 6-pack of them. We'll use the rumor heads that we haven't used in a little bit, but that's okay. That's what makes it fun. We'll break down what that means here in a little bit as well. But first up on the rumors for the Cowboys, is there going to be a Jason Garrett extension? We'll keep this one at 2 stars for now. I think it could become 3. Maybe it already is closer to 3, but it's certainly not in the works at the moment. That was confirmed again by owner Jerry Jones today on the radio. Jones said, hey, I'm not going to answer a question about that. And, he didn't want to ignore the question is what he said, but also he's like, I don't want to respond or get into that right now for the Dallas Cowboys. And look, we know several things right now about Jason Garrett. A, he likes to clap. That's a very common thing we know about Garrett. Most importantly, though, he is in a contract year with the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3-0, with the Saints coming up this weekend, and expectations are sky high. The goal entering the year was, you know what, Garrett? You got to get further than what you did last year. Well, so far he's on the right path, but if they miss the playoffs, God forbid, or if they come up short again in the playoffs, or they go one and done in the postseason, or they lose embarrassingly somewhere along the way, Garrett might not be back for the Dallas Cowboys. So I will make this the pinned comment of the video. But will Jason Garrett be the head coach in 2020? Let me know in the comment section if you think Garrett's going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Yes or no, very simple question right there. Will he be the head coach or will he not be? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Now, it has been a while since we've done the Cowboys stars because there just hasn't been, frankly, a good reason to do it. That's not the case today. So a reminder, if it's your first time watching the show, please subscribe. If you've watched a while but you forget, we got you covered. 0 stars is the number of Carson Wentz playoff games. 0. They don't exist. He hasn't played in any. 1 star is a small shred of truth. 2 stars, people are talking. 3 stars is pretty likely. And 4 stars, Zeke is eating. We've changed 4 and 0 stars once already. I hope we don't have to change it again a 3rd time. Looking at you, Carson Wentz, this time around. All right, back to the rumors here around the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all keep asking about it on my Twitter, in the YouTube comments, and it's all over the place on social media. So we'll do it again. The Jamal Adams trade. It's 1 star. It is technically possible, but, so is me winning the lottery. Guess what? I'm not going to do it. Now, a couple of days ago, Jamal Adams posted this on his Instagram. A photo of, hey, new number coming up, or coming soon. Now, he is probably displaying his Dallas Stars tattoo, which looks cool. But the amount of people went, wow, Dallas tattoo, new number, he's going to demand a trade, which isn't really the point of this. You see what phone that is? It's the new iPhone. He's taking a photo. So he's got 2 phones. He's clearly talking about getting a new phone number, not a new phone to demand a trade to the Dallas Cowboys. And they freaked out again today, by the way, once Jamal Adams was revealed that he was not going to do his radio spot anymore on WFAN. Now, I love Jamal Adams. He is a fantastic player for the New York Jets. I would do pretty much anything to get him on the roster. But we can't actually be reading this far into it. Adams has not said he wants a trade. There hasn't actually been a single report that he wants a trade. We're basing this on he's not doing his radio spot. Neither is the Giants head coach, by the way, because they don't like Mike Francesco, or however you say his last name, because he's kind of a clown. And a tattoo, yes, it's a Stars tattoo. I get it. That is noteworthy. But he's clearly talking about his phone. So I would love to get Jamal Adams. But there's absolutely no indication he actually wants out. Now, look, there's no doubt he'd be a perfect fit for the Dallas Cowboys, right? He is an in-the-box safety. If you want a strong safety to replace Jeff Heath, this is your guy. This is absolutely the guy. And if I could get him, I would do it so quickly. Like, in a heartbeat, I'd offer the sun, the moon, and the stars, and my firstborn son for Jamal Adams. I think he is that caliber of player. The issue is he actually on the market? Like, we have no evidence that he wants to be traded to the Dallas Cowboys beyond trying to read into the fact that, we unfollowed the Jets on social media, even though we never followed them in the first place. Go look at his Instagram. It's all photos of him in a Jets jersey. Like, this is not like the full massive, I am no longer interested. Like, I think we're reading way too much into this. I don't really think it makes any sense, frankly. So what would you offer the Jets? Let's say, hypothetically, because we'll have some fun here, that's what we do. Hypothetically, Jamal Adams is available. What would you offer? I see a 4th in Jeff Heath. I see a 2nd rounder. Guys, you got to up those numbers. That gets you hung up by the Jets. Now, look, we know the Cowboys offered a 2nd in Taco or 2nd in a mid-ish late-round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Jamal Adams is better than Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like, it starts with a Khalil Mack-esque trade. So if you don't want to offer that, that's fine. Maybe you don't value a safety that way. I'd offer the Jets pretty much whatever they want. Oh, you want 2 first-round picks and Jeff Heath? Done. Here you go. You want 2 first-round picks, Wilson, whatever it is. I would do pretty much everything I could to get Jamal Adams on my team if I were in charge of the Cowboys. All right, guys, question for you now. Do you live in the DFW, a.k.a. the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex? Let me know in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type N for no if you live in the DFW Metroplex. We'll get those votes flowing in here. Y for yes, N for no. Next up, Jaylon Smith and his snap count. Did it drop in week 3 so that he could blitz more? I'll give this one 3 stars. I think it's pretty likely, but I also am not convinced it's a surefire thing. Now, Smith's snaps did drop down to 45 against the Miami Dolphins in week 3, and he came to blitz. I saw someone say 9. PFF had 8. I'm going to go with PFF on this one, that there were 8 blitzes in total for Jaylon Smith. Either way, you're off by 1. That doesn't really matter. Now, there were some snaps as well that, Smith and even LV were just off the field because it was a blowout and they didn't need him out there at all in the 4th quarter. I think it makes some sense, but also, is blitzing really that much of a difference in terms of versus being in coverage? You're still running around the football field. I know you're taking maybe more of a beating getting hit by offensive linemen. I just don't know if that's the real reason here Smith didn't play as much. I'm not worried about Jaylon. Maybe it makes some sense, but I don't think you're suddenly going to see James Smith play a lot fewer snaps. The 45 is a bit of a lower number because come 4th quarter, Smith and most of the starters weren't even really out there. All right, I see a lot of yeses flowing in here in the comment section, so here's why I asked that. Do you want to watch a game with us here at the Cowboys Report? Producer Alicia, producer Dylan, producer Brett, all the crew here at Chat Sports. Do you want to watch a Cowboys game? If there's interest in it, maybe we'll do it in a couple of weeks. We'll drink some beers, have some fun. It doesn't have to be a Cowboys game. It can be any game. But let me know. If you want to do it, go ahead and email cowboys@chatsports.com. That is cowboys@chatsports.com. That is the email. So we'll get the email in there, not the URL. So that's email cowboys@chatsports.com if you guys want to watch a game with us here at Chat Sports and the Cowboys Report. All right, back to LV. I mentioned the snap count stuff here. Justin March's 8 snaps, that was all right, backups are in, so there were 70 snaps per PFF. Smith played 45 of them, but you could really call it more in the mid-50s had it been a full game there. Joe Thomas played quite a bit more, so I am very curious to see how the Cowboys utilize Jaylon going forward. They used more 3 defense line looks, which was a staple of the 2016-2017 defense, the Deacon defense. I like bringing Jaylon Smith more on blitzes. I just don't know if you necessarily have to pull him off the field to keep him fresher. I'm not sure if that's quite how I think the coaching staff feels, but I think there is some element of truth to it. Let's talk injuries then. How about Antwaun Woods? He can be back for week 4. Giving this one 2 stars here. There is a possibility, but it's also Tuesday. It's early. Let's wait and see how things go. As I'm sure we all know by now, Woods suffered a sprained MCL in week 2, but in terms of the severity, that was fairly light. Was not the worst that we've had for Antwaun Woods. He told Calvin Watkins he is closer to returning. I believe there is a chance he plays this week against the New Orleans Saints. But I do want to see, does he practice? How much does he practice? Is he a non-participant Wednesday, Thursday, gets in limited session Friday? Is he limited all week long? I'm very curious there. Now, the Cowboys still need some help on the defensive line. Yes, there were more hurries against the Dolphins. That offensive line is trash. There's no way around it. And against the Saints, their MO is pretty clear right now with Teddy Bridgewater down. We'll talk more about this later on in the week, by the way. But it's pretty simple. Get the ball out quickly, get the ball to Alvin Kamara. So if you want to pressure Drew Brees, guess what you're going to have to do? you're going to have to get some interior pressure, and maybe it's Collins, maybe it's Woods. Covington has to step up. They're going to try and run the football. Antwaun Woods will need to be that run clogger if it's going to work out for the Dallas Cowboys. Plus, of course, Chris Covington helping out as well. All right, guys, I'm once again rocking this fresh Kashiyama suit. Go check them out. Get a free fitting. Book an appointment. There's no money down there. Just a free fitting. Worst case, you get your proper suit measurements there. Best case, end up with a great new suit. Dallas at Kashiyama1927.com. That is the email. Dallas at Kashiyama1927.com. It's about the same price as the normal chain suits, but these ones are custom fitted. It was a fantastic experience with Mick there. Talk more about her in a little bit, but go check them out. Email them today at Dallas at Kashiyama1927.com. All right, back to injuries on the Woodses, or is it Woods-eye? Someone with better Latin knowledge, let me know. Is Xavier Woods returning? I'm going to give this one 2 stars as well. Now, the Cowboys have pushed the entire time. It's not 4 to 6 weeks. He's going to be back in a shorter time frame there. And it would appear that it's not going to be a 4 to 6 week injury, and that he might even be able to practice this week for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the injury I'm going to monitor this week. I want to see, okay, is Xavier Woods out there? Is he limited in practice? He did not practice last week, but he did work on the side. That's a notable update there for Xavier Woods. So as things sit right now, this is your depth chart. No changes at cornerback or strong safety. If Woods can't go, it's once again going to be Darian Thompson as the starting free safety. Donovan Wilson did not play in Week 4 on defense, but special teams, but not on the defensive side of the ball. I am okay with Xavier Woods if he needs to take that extra week. I don't want to rush him back. I would rather not have Xavier Woods for Week 4, even Week 5 and 6, and be in that shorter middle of the year time frame than for him to try and rush back and then re-injure the ankle, and now he's out for the season. So I don't want to rush Xavier Woods back. So with the Woodses in mind here, who is more important to the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know in the comments section. Type X for Xavier, A for Antwaun. I'm curious how these votes flow in. I have my vote, but of course we saw Darian Thompson look pretty good. But Gold Fox, Armando, not Garrett, Leon, Michael say X, Dallas X, 202 says X. It's like 90% X's, other than that now there are some Antwaun Woodses rolling in. I personally would go with Xavier, just because I think the free safety is more important than the one technique. Plus, I do kind of like Chris Covington, although Woods is no doubt a good player as well. Keep those votes flowing, folks. Maybe we can throw up the X one more time here for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, regardless if the Woodses play or not, the Cowboys are favored this week against the New Orleans Saints. So keep that in mind. And if you want some help betting, go download the Action Network app. They are the most trusted source for sports betting insights, analytics, all improving your betting experience, the data, their tools, their news, and all their live odds there. And we can get you 40% off at chatsports.com/deal. That is chatsports.com/deal. Gets you their amazing service for under $6 instead of the normal $10 a month there. The Action Network shows you where the money's coming in. You'll be a smarter bettor. So spend some money and make some more money on sports betting at chatsports.com/deal with 40% off for Cowboys fans with the Action Network. All right, next up is Dak Prescott, an MVP candidate. This one's a no-brainer, guys. It's 4 stars. Yes, it's early in the year. It's only week 3, but this is a fact. This is the reality right now for Dak Prescott. He has been among the best, if not the outright best quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's truly played like a superstar. Yes, the play calling is better. Yes, the offensive line looks better. Yes, the weapons around Dak Prescott are better. But it's still Dak throwing the football, and it's not like it's been easy plays. The defense has been pretty easy, but his expected completion percentage is the best in the NFL. His average depth of target is higher than Patrick Mahomes is. This is not an easy short pass offense. Dak Prescott's making plays with his arms. So here are the NFL QBR leaders. Dak Prescott leads the way, then Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. These guys here are some of your early MVP candidates. Here are the raw numbers for Mahomes, and you add on 1 rushing touchdown for Dak Prescott. the touchdowns are the same. And yeah, Mahomes has more yards. Dak's completed a higher percentage of his passes. Yes, I know it's early. I am fully aware of that. But we've got a decent sample size here overall. I think it's fair to consider Dak Prescott one of the early favorites for MVP. We'll see how things change, and if Dak regresses or if Mahomes just continues to throw 50 touchdowns every single year. But knowing the way the NFL works, MVP often goes to a player who impressed a little bit more than maybe they thought the player was going to. Keep an eye out there for Dak Prescott. All right, guys, now, who is the Cowboys MVP? Let me know in the comment section who you've got as the Cowboys MVP this year. Not best player. This is most valuable, which I also define as most important. So who is the Cowboys MVP? Here's my answer, and you might not like it here. In most cases, in almost all cases, frankly, it's the quarterback, not the offensive line, not the back, not the defense. Player, not coach, so no Kellen Moore, although if you want to include him, I am fine with that. That makes sense to me, although maybe Linehan was just that bad. Certainly a possibility, but in most cases, it goes to the MVP. From that perspective, I'm giving it to Dak Prescott. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.